Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to do a product review. As you guys know, and if you watched some of my videos, you'll notice that I've used this this tool, and it's a tumbler. I'll get a little closer look at it here for you guys. I'm gonna put my coffee down as it is morning. And inside this tumbler, I've got some crushed walnuts. I also crushed shell walnut. And what I do is we like having walnuts at home. So what I do is I'll take a bunch of the shells and crush them myself and throw them into the mix. Works really well. It takes some time to get things cleaned up. You know, for rusty bolts and stuff like that, and some small pieces that are all rusted out, it'll polish them up and clean them quite well. It's a little bit more on the abrasive side. Now, online, there's a lot of hype on what I got under this box. I couldn't bring myself to buy it because I thought, well, you know, how often am I going to use it? I had put it into my Amazon cart, and it actually had gone on sale. So I said, okay, let me grab it. So I purchased it. Let's take this box off. I already opened it. Give me a second. See if I can slide it over and pull the box out. Of course, it's stuck. All right. So it's a digital ultrasonic cleaner. Now, a lot of the builds I've done in the past that had rusty metal products or parts, I've used a product called Metal Renew, and basically it's a clear liquid. You fill up a plastic container, you throw your products in it. A couple hours later, the product is rust-free. Now, when I started using that about 5, maybe 10 years ago, you know, a container of that, a 4-liter container was $26. They are now $55 and upward. So it gets a little expensive. They're kind of one-time use. You can't continue using the product. So I need something that is gonna be a little bit more cost-effective. So, you know, this thing, all the stuff that I've seen people use it with, most people like to use it to clean out carburetors. It does clean out electronics quite nicely. I've never tried it. I'm not quite sure. Thing is, when you start looking at the costs of the liquids that are manufactured for these things, they're pretty expensive, and they also become one-time use, and you got to dump them out. A lot of guys make their own solutions, and I'm going to try that. I want to be cost-effective. I want it to be able to clean some rusty parts. I also think it's a great idea to clean out you know, some carbs, and hopefully that will save us some money. I'm gonna grab the product that I'm gonna put in it, and I'm gonna show you guys what mix I'm gonna make, and then we'll take it from there. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna use some household vinegar, a mix with water and household vinegar, and we're gonna put a couple of drops of Dawn dish soap in this thing. The mix ratio, I'm not 100% sure. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think to be cost effective, this cost me about $3. So I'm gonna do half a container of that and the rest water. This unit is a 10-liter. I felt that if I went with a 6-liter, it would be too small for any of my larger items. I didn't want anything too big because then I would have to be putting too much product in it or too much liquid in it. And I don't think that'd be cost effective. So let's kind of eyeball half of this container, okay, and then we'll fill up the rest of it up to the fill line, and we'll take this off here without dropping it. So they want you to fill right up to the fill line, which is right there. It seems to be built very well. I'm looking forward to trying it. So let's get it filled, and then what we're going to do is we've got a couple of rusty parts here. And what we're gonna do is compare. So we'll throw a couple of these parts into the tumbler, and we'll turn that on, and we'll throw a couple of those parts into the ultrasonic cleaner, and we'll run them. Now, this ultrasonic cleaner has a temperature, I think it goes up to 80 Celsius. The timing, max timing on this thing is 30 minutes. So I think what we should do first is set this thing up with liquid and turn the heater on, let it warm up, and then we'll get the products in it and see what happens. Okay guys, so I got the camera set up on a stand. So I'm gonna crack this open. Go all through it. Okay, so I kind of made a mark there at half mark. I'm just going to pour that in. Oh, we still got a little bit more to go. Okay, so that's pretty well half. I'm just going to make sure this valve is closed. We'll throw a couple of drops of Dawn dish soap and get rid of this off the stand. So roughly I used about I'm going to say $1.50 worth of vinegar, which is not a lot. So we're going to add some water to the fill line. There we go. Now we'll put the basket back in. There we go. So that's what that piece looks like. It's pretty crusty. We'll take this off. So we'll put one in here, like so. That one's pretty crusty too. And we'll shove that one in there. This one's pretty rough also. So we'll throw that one in there. We've got some smaller pieces here. We'll throw them in there. Let's see if I got something else I can throw in there in the meantime. Well, I've got the one of the shrouds from the GX 160, the old part, and I've got a throttle linkage. I think I'll throw the lot of throttle linkage in here. We've got a spring, so maybe what we'll do is hook that in there, and then this piece, let's throw it in inside the tumbler. So we got it all set up. So with the tumbler, you got to put the cover back on. My suggestion with the tumbler is to, whatever station you have it on, is to clamp it slightly so it doesn't walk. You don't have to over tighten this thing. It's not so you don't get any media coming out of it. The crushed walnut seems to be the most effective. I've heard guys using cat litter, sand, but it seems to work quite nicely. So what we're going to do is we'll get this turned on. There's a switch on the back. Well, actually, let's plug it in first. Plug it in. Plug in the tumbler. All right, we got it plugged in. What we want to do here now is turn this heater on. Oh, turn the power on the back switch. I'm going to turn the, okay. Oh, okay, so she's been pulled up. There we go. Wonder what happened there. Okay, so the temp, I have it set already to the highest setting, which is 80 Celsius. So we'll let that warm up for a few minutes. So guys, it's starting to heat up. I did put the lid on, try to keep some of that heat in there. The tumbler is ready to go, so we'll let this heat up for a few more minutes. You can see that. Okay, and we'll put that back on. So let's let it heat up for a few more minutes. I might get impatient and push start on it. I can't see it cleaning that piece in 30 minutes, but anyway, we're gonna try it and then see where it goes from there. So hang in there, let's let it warm up a little longer and we'll turn it on. Okay guys, so it seems that the heater's taking some time to warm up. We're kind of fluctuating back. It's kind of cool out here today. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn it on and we'll run it. So we got it set to the maximum time. So let's there we go. Okay, and the countdown begins. We'll turn on the tumbler. The tumbler is just a switch. Turn that on. And there it goes. So what I'll do is I'll bring you up to a little bit of a close-up so you can see what actually is happening. So hold on. So with the actual tumbler, you can see that the product just rotating within the actual container. And it just acts like sandpaper. So hopefully that will clean out that part. With this thing, I usually plug it in and forget about it, let it run. Doesn't use a lot of power. It seems to work quite well. The media seems to last a long time. Here, let's take a look. We'll lift that up. Okay. There we go. Doesn't seem like we're getting a lot of heat coming out of this thing as of yet, but we'll see. We'll let it run and see. Okay guys, so a half hour has gone by. We're sitting at 35 Celsius. I do think that has an issue with it being cooler out here in the shop. I'm gonna unscrew this, our tumbler. And we're just gonna take a piece out and take a look. So it's starting to clean up a little bit around the edges in that half hour mark. I'm starting to see some metal. Okay, so let's throw that back in. I mean, it's not perfect. A little better. Backside still, getting there. Shove that back in. Put that back on there. Now we'll get a needle nose plier. And we'll pop one of the pieces out of the ultrasonic cleaner and see what that looks like. Let me grab a needle nose plier. Hold on, guys. I don't want to take the whole bin out. I'm just going to grab a needle nose. Give me a sec. Okay, so let's take this lid off. Seems to be getting... Okay, so we're starting to see a little bit of metal showing through, but it's still pretty crusty. So let's, and it's not really warm enough yet, but we're starting to get a little bit coming off, which is interesting. Okay, so let's throw it back in. Let's put the lid back on. Now let's run her for another turn the tumbler back on and we'll run that for 30 minutes and see where we're at. So guys, we've run it for another 30 minutes. We're sitting at 40 Celsius. So it's not warming up quite right just yet. Let's take the lid off. Water's starting to look kind of dirty, so we're getting there. Let's see if we can grab a part out. Put the camera down for a second and I'll grab a part and we'll look at it. Okay, so that's run for an hour. And we're not really at temperature as of yet. But it's starting. Not bad. Let's throw that back in there. Let's put the lid on. And we'll turn it on again. Let's take a look at our tumbler. So I think we're going to need a few runs on that ultrasonic cleaner, but it seems to be doing it. Okay, so well look, that's my tumbler. Not bad. So we're starting to come off. Let's see if where'd that other piece I had. Just got to kind of dig for it. Oh, it's starting to clean it. Not bad. We'll shove that back in there. We'll let that run. The lid back on, and we'll let it run and see what happens. So, I'm a little curious on the ultrasonic cleaner, and is why it hasn't hit temperature yet. I mean, I know it's 10 liters of water, but it shouldn't take that long. Temperature is starting to go up again, which is good. So I'm wondering if it has to be running in order for the temperature to go up. It's kind of strange. So guys, as you can see, it's quite warm. I just opened up the lid, it dropped a few degrees. But I wanted to show you what this thing looked like. Now you remember how bad it was. It's looking pretty good. So this combination actually works. I'm impressed. Even the small little spring is looking good. Wow, I can't even put my hands in there. That's hot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run it a few more times. But I almost got all the rust off of it. Not bad, guys. So let me dump that back in there. So in total time, I ran it 4 times. So we're looking at 2 hours. Not bad. Now let's put this lid back on. Actually, hold on one second. I'm just gonna flip this. So the next time I do this with this, I might up the vinegar content, because I think having a little bit more vinegar in there will be well worth it. So let's unscrew this and take a look at what we got going on in here. So this has been running for the same amount of time. Let's take a look at the parts. So, not bad. Not perfect, but not bad. Let's hit that shroud. Polished it up pretty good. Is it as clean as the one that's coming out of the bath? No, it's not. But it's not horrible. So I guess my overall thoughts on this thing is I have to figure out the right amount of vinegar to put in there. I might put another liter of vinegar versus what I had. So maybe a full 4 liters. and then the rest water, and that would probably make it a little bit more aggressive. And yeah, it looks good. It works well. It's a win. Guys, thanks for watching. I appreciate all the support. Don't forget to subscribe. Thanks, guys.